Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to my first virtual women artists class. I've been doing literacy through art classes for the past couple of months via Facebook Live, and starting this afternoon, we're going to be focusing on women artists. And today, I thought it would be nice to start with Lorna Simpson. I think she's a really cool artist. She's an African-American artist based in New York. She was born in 1960, and a lot of her work focuses on race and gender and identity of African-American women. She focuses a lot on African-American women. And recently, she has been focusing on black hair. And I thought that she has a lot of cool work, but her work focusing on African-American hair has been really interesting. I'm going to show you a couple of examples of the works that she's been doing, but basically she uses photography and collage or paint or other mediums or materials, types of art, because she's a multimedia artist, which means that you use a bunch of different mediums. So in this case, photography and paint, or photography and collage, to create her final products, which I think are really awesome. So one of her more recent projects has been taking her photographs of the neck up of African American women and cropping out their hair and creating her own abstract version of hair, which doesn't always look like hair, but I think it comes out really cool. I'm going to show you some examples that I printed out. So as you can see, she uses her photographs, she crops out the hair from her photographs, and then she creates her own hair. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples. Here she uses watercolor or paint, then here she uses lettering and does a sort of collage. Again, here's some watercolor, and here she uses collage again, like a bubble or a gem. She has some minerals used as hair, and she does a lot of different stuff with hair, so these all don't look the same, but I think they turn out really awesome. So she does watercolor or paint, and here she has some lettering and some collage down here. You can see that this woman's hair is now a bubble. So I think that she does a really cool way of incorporating photography and her abstract art into these pieces. So I thought today that we could do something inspired by her and do something similar with abstract hair. So McKenna, thank you McKenna, created this worksheet. It has a little bit of information about Lorna Simpson, and down here it has space to make your own hair. So like in Lorna Simpson's projects, she uses photographs, and in this version we have just the cutout of a neck and a head. You can draw your own face on it. You can also, if you're able to, print out a picture of yourself, of just your head and your neck, and paste it or glue it on over this bust, the neck and the head, which would be really cool because then you're giving yourself some abstract hair like Lorna Simpson does with her models. So you can be your own model. You can also just draw your own face in here if you prefer, whatever you like. But the important thing is you don't give this person hair or a typical hairstyle. Just like Lorna Simpson, you want to make something abstract and cool and something that doesn't necessarily look like a classic hairstyle. Like, you don't see people walking around like that or like that. But that's what makes her work so interesting. So what you want to do is draw a face, or again, glue a picture of yourself down if you can find one to fit in this little spot, and then use all of this blank space to create your own abstract hairstyle. And I say hairstyle because it doesn't have to look like hair. A lot of Lorna Simpson's actual pieces don't look like hair. She uses vibrant colors or lettering or other forms of collage to make abstract pieces of hair. So that's what you want to do. I made a little example just to show you that there are a lot of different ways to do it. As I said, you can use paint or watercolor. She uses watercolor to make things like this which I think turn out really cool. They're very vibrant and eye-catching colors. You can use markers or colored pencils or crayons or whatever. You can use old magazines to cut out pictures or different backgrounds or anything to glue onto your worksheet and create your own hairstyle, whatever you think works. I also just wanted to show you what I did. I like working with the rainbow. I think that that's cool, and I used my own patterns and my own markers to make my own version of hair. Again, it doesn't look, nobody walks around with hairstyles like this, but that's the point. It's abstract, so you make it however you envision it or whatever you want to do. So you can make it like this. This is just an example. Again, I didn't draw a face in mine, which is fine. You can also leave it blank if you don't want to draw your own face or print out a picture of your own to use. You can also do that. I just wanted to show you that there are a lot of different ways to make your own abstract hairstyle. You don't have to use paint. You can use markers or anything like that. So what you're gonna need for this project is this handout. There's going to be a link in the description of this video, and you're also going to need any materials that you need to create your own abstract hair. Like I said before, you can kind of figure out what you want to do for your own hair, and that depends. The materials that you need depend on what kind of design you want to make. So for this one, I just needed markers, but if you want to use paint, then you have to find some paint, colored pencils. If you want to do collage, you're going to need scissors, glue, and some old newspapers or magazines. And I hope you guys get creative and make some awesome and eye-catching and abstract art inspired by Lorna Simpson, who I think is a really cool lady. I'm going to put a link in the description so that you can look at some of her other work, and also an article about her that I thought was interesting if you want to read more about her, because this information on the handout isn't super extensive. So if you want to learn more, that's awesome. And I hope you guys share what you create with me. You can leave comments underneath the blog post, which will also be linked in the description of this video. You can use hashtag #ILoveArtsphereInc on Instagram or Facebook, and we will be very happy to see what you made. I hope you enjoy making this, because I sure did. I thought this was really fun to do. And tune in on Friday for the next virtual class focusing on women artists at 1:30. Thank you guys. Stay safe.